Hey everyone, a month and a half ago we made a video about 10 unknown useful add-ons for classic TBC, and most of those add-ons turned out to be very popular now and broadly used, so we're very happy about that. But that was during the beta. By then, the list of add-ons on CurseForge for TBC had only 8 pages. Nowadays, there's 54 pages, and growing by the day. That first video served its purpose, and you should watch it if you haven't already. It covers some very useful add-ons that you probably didn't know about. But today, we're gonna do something a bit different. Today, we're gonna talk about 10 add-ons that everyone should be using. So if you're new to the game, you'll learn about the add-ons that everyone uses and how to make your game 3 times better. And if you're an expert to the game, you'll probably learn a thing or two here to make you even better. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with this one, because this add-on literally made me enjoy the game more since I installed it. LFG Group Bulletin Board. So if you've been playing classic TBC for the last couple weeks in any mid to high pop server, you may have noticed that your LFG channel looks something like this. A complete mess, unreadable and barely usable. I mean, posting a message in here makes your message disappear in less than 5 seconds. There's people spamming, there's people trying to sell boosts, people doing quests, dungeons, there's a guy recruiting for his guild. This is basically what Twitch chat looks like on Asmongold's stream if you don't have BTTV enabled. So LFG Group Bulletin Board is here to solve that. I learned about this add-on a few days ago, and I kid you not, since I installed it, I started enjoying the game way more, because I could actually get into dungeons now on my hunter. So what it does is simple. It scans every message posted on the LFG channel, or any other channel for the matter, and it displays it on a more readable format for you. You can filter out dungeons that you don't want to join, you can filter in groups that are only looking for a DPS or a tank or whatever. You can even make a custom filter if you're looking to do a group quest. This add-on is simply amazing. To demonstrate it, I filtered only people recruiting for Mechanar, Shattered Halls, Botanica, and Shadow Labyrinth, and I can easily see who's looking for a DPS and how long ago they made their announcement. And I can just click on someone's name and quickly whisper them whatever I want. Now, if you'll excuse me, I found a group for Shadow Labs. I'm still not revered. And there's that. It took me 20 seconds of searching to find this group, and we just finished the dungeon. As I said earlier, before installing this add-on, I could literally sit there for hours trying to find a group for anything in that mess that is LFG. But now, with this add-on, I am actually having fun with the game because I can finally find groups for what I need. I recommend everyone to use this add-on. Anyone who will ever use the LFG channel for any reason should get this. Similar to LFG Group Bulletin Board, we have Classic Looking for Group. This is doing pretty much the exact same thing as the first add-on, but it presents it in a sort of a retail-like LFG tool style. But a big downside, for me at least, is that it doesn't show how long ago someone has posted a message, making it harder to know if you should bother whispering the person. Also, even though it has a graphical UI, the add-on overall seems clunky and non-intuitive. I know this is not something I should judge an add-on by, because a lot of add-ons that I'm gonna talk about are not intuitive at first, but they remain very useful. But it could deter new users from using this add-on. At least it did for me. And oh, it doesn't work out of the box for some reason. You actually have to go in the settings and check some channels under the communication tab. That being said, its search engine does look more solid, and it even allows you to automatically post template messages and whisper someone a specific message, so that's a plus. It's up to you what you want to choose between LFG Group Bulletin Board or Classic Looking for Group. I would try both if I were you. Maybe you prefer one over the other. For me, I definitely prefer Bulletin Board for its simplicity, but the choice is yours. Next, we have the mother of all add-ons, WEAKAURA. There's still a lot of people who have no clue what WEAKAURA is, let alone how to use it. And that's fair, because WEAKAURA is both a user-friendly and a power user add-on. User-friendly in the sense that you can just copy-paste a WEAKAURA from any other player and have it work the exact same way for you. And a power user add-on because it allows you to do basically anything that Blizzard allows add-ons to do without needing to know coding. Well, at least mostly not. So in a nutshell, WEAKAURA allows you to create what they call auras, which are scripts that load in specific situations. Those scripts can do pretty much anything you want them to, from showing you when you're missing a buff, to telling you when you're about to run out of arrows, to automatically clicking dialogue options on NPCs, and much more. If you don't have WEAKAURA, I would install it just in case. You don't know when someone will link you a WEAKAURA that they want you to use. And if you want to actually use it, I would start with wago.io. This website is where everyone puts their WEAKAURAs for public use. And then, if you want to take it further, start making your own auras. As I said, anything possible with other add-ons is possible with WEAKAURA. If you always wanted that add-on that automatically replies by saying thinks you're poor when someone spits on you for using the deluxe edition mount, WEAKAURA can do that for you. And yes, that's actually a WEAKAURA that I made. Next up, let's talk about Elf UI. In our previous videos on this channel, a lot of you saw my UI and asked me what I'm using as add-ons. So 90% of what you see on screen is Elf UI modified to my taste. I will include a link in the description for my Elf UI profile. I actually use the same on all my characters. I just changed the outline color to fit the class that I'm using. So you can do that too to fit your class if you want to use this profile. But to talk more about Elf UI, this is kind of the WEAKAURA of UI add-ons. It has everything you want to personalize your UI to your liking. And it also includes what a lot of other add-ons can do, so you don't need to download tons of different add-ons. For example, it has a solid chat module, where you can have a longer chat history or get alerted when a specific keyword is said. It also has bag features to search for items on your bags or to have one big bag instead of 5 different ones, and much more. There's a lot of features that Elf UI has, but I'll let you discover them by yourself. Otherwise, this video would last for an hour. I've been using Elf UI since Legion personally, and it has always been ported to every expansion, including Classic and TBC. This is the go-to UI add-on in my opinion. Next up, we have TRADESKILLMASTER, or TSM for short. We've talked about this one many times in the past in gold making videos. TSM offers you not only the most solid auction house add-on, but it also allows you to know what any item is worth at all times. And my favorite part is it allows you to make thousands of gold in the click of a button with its crafting module. Before you get started with TSM, I would recommend you install the TSM app on your PC. What this does is it automatically downloads data for prices on your particular server, and then it keeps your add-on up to date with the latest data so you don't have to scan the auction house all the time. And if you do scan the auction house, it automatically shares the data with other TSM users, and that's how the database is kept up to date. So to be fair, TSM is not simple, not at all. I could make a video just about this add-on knowing how complex it is, but doing basic things should only take you a few minutes to figure out. For example, the auction house add-on is weird at first, but TSM includes default auctioning operations. All you need to do is select the item in your bags from this window and click post selected. This will automatically post your items by undercutting the competition. The tooltips module can show you a lot of useful information. By default, however, there's too many tooltips enabled, so I would go in the options and disable everything and then enable what you want. The tooltips I personally use the most are the market value and minimum buy. Market value is the average price on the auction house for which the item is selling, and minimum buy is basically the cheapest one on the auction house since the last scan. I also use the disenchant value tooltips. Paired with the market value, this allows you to easily know if something is worth disenchanting or not. And finally, the profession module is quite intuitive. You just open a profession and look at the profit column on the right, and queue a bunch of profitable items for crafting. TSM will then show you this window with all the items you need to craft what you queued. You can go to the auction house and buy them, or simply click scan all and it will scan the auction house for the items on that list. You can then buy them, craft the item and sell it to make gold. That's how I made thousands of gold in Classic, and that's probably how I will make even more in TBC. But as I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. TSM is very complex and in-depth. If you want to go deeper with TSM, there's a lot of videos on YouTube showing you how it works. Most of them are for retail, however, but that's fine. The retail and classic versions of TSM are identical, and you should be able to follow those videos. And then TSM also has a Discord. I would go there if you have a specific question about the add-on. And then if you want us to make a video specifically for TSM, let us know in the comments. Alright, let's now move away from complex add-ons and talk about more simple stuff. I'm gonna go a bit rapid fire mode through these to not waste time. First, we have TOMTOM. With flying mounts in the game now, TOMTOM is more useful than ever. I use it mainly for one reason. You can open your map, alt-click somewhere, and it will show an arrow pointing directly to that point. That way, you can reach your destination way faster by following the shortest direct path while flying, or even on foot. But TOMTOM is mainly used for coordinates. If you're ever given coordinates either by other players in-game or you found them on Wowhead, you can go in-game and type /way followed by the coordinates to that location you're looking for. It will then show the same arrow as before. This is TOMTOM's main use, but I mainly use it just for facing the exact direction of my destination and going AFK while flying. Next, we have SPEEDY AUTOLOOT. I don't know what magic is used here, but this add-on makes looting anything twice faster. In a world with no AoE looting, this can save you a lot of time every day. Looting with this add-on enabled feels snappy and super fast. Where this will come in handy, I bet, is if you're a prot paladin and you're farming old world dungeons, killing tens of mobs at once, and having to loot them all at the end. This will probably shave off tens of minutes of looting for you every day. Finally, in the simple add-ons category, we have ITEMRACK. ITEMRACK's main use is to create gear sets and save them to switch between them quickly, and it does that incredibly well. But ITEMRACK also shines in other ways. It has what's called events and auto queues. What events allow you to do is to automatically switch between items or gear sets in a given situation. For example, when entering a dungeon or raid, it will automatically switch on your raiding gear, but when outside in the world or when you enter a battleground, it will automatically equip your PvP gear, or you could also have it put on your carrot on a stick when you're mounted. So basically anything that has to do with equipping an item, ITEMRACK got you covered. And finally, to end with, just like our first add-ons video, this isn't an add-on per se, but rather a website, because there's no add-ons that does this in-game as far as I know. I'm talking about 70 upgrades. So TBC just launched, and for most of you, you're probably chasing your pre-bis items. And with a list of tens of items to keep track of, it can be hard to remember everything at times. Obviously, you could just have a notepad and write everything down, but that's not very easy to navigate. That's where 70 upgrades comes to play. In this website, you can create different sets of items and then save them. Then, all you have to do is bookmark this and scroll down, and 70 upgrades will show you where to get every item on your set. That way, when you enter a dungeon, you can just refer to 70 upgrades and quickly know what you can get from it. I've been using this all the time, and this website is awesome. Unfortunately, 70 upgrades doesn't seem to have a way to share sets publicly on their website, so you will have to make your own set. You can't just find a public one in here unless you get a direct link from somewhere else. But that's pretty much everything I have for you today. As I said, we barely scratched the surface on most of those add-ons. To actually do them justice, this video would have to be an hour long. There's also a ton of other useful add-ons that we haven't covered yet. So if you have an add-on that you've been using for a while now, let us know in the comments and we will cover it in an upcoming video. I personally use all those add-ons mentioned here on a daily basis, and a ton of other players do too. So I hope you learned about something new here today. If you did, remember to like this video and subscribe to the Classic WoW Curios channel for more content like this. I will see you guys again very soon. Bye for now.